I've got some new makeup items to share with you guys today. I hadn't thought that I was going to fall victim to the color correcting craze that's going on right now, but when I was in Sephora the other day, I was able to swatch some of the correctors, and I was surprised to find out how light some of them were, because like when I was looking at them online, the majority of them all looked kind of dark, and there was two in particular that looked quite light and brightening and very pinky. And so I purchased two with the intentions of mixing them, because oftentimes not only do I find concealers that I like to be a little bit too dark, but they're usually a little bit too yellow. While I'm sure that they're going to do some color correcting under my eyes as well, what I kind of want to do is color correct the concealer that I'm going to use. So I picked up two. One is the Lancome Miracle CC Cushion Color Correcting Primer in 003 Pinky Peach. This is also the first cushion compact type of product that I've purchased thus far, which that's a big craze going on right now too. But this is what the packaging looks like. It's got light pinky peach top to it. And then it does come with a mirror inside, and then the little Lancome puff in there. And then you open up the top, and there is your product. And it's pinky peach, but it leans slightly more on the peach side, which is fine because it's so light. And I use this, it's called a primer, so technically you kind of dab it on and then put your concealer over the top. And I just kind of stuck my finger in there and went like this, and then I mixed one of the Makeup Forever concealers in there and just blended it through. And what I found was it did a nice job of brightening and correcting. It's light enough for me, but I found that it made my Makeup Forever concealer that I love, but I have problems with it creasing. It hasn't creased on me yet today. So I'm really excited about this little product here. I think as far as the priming aspect is concerned, it did a good job like helping that concealer not crease, even though I mixed them together. And it also brightened a little bit more. I definitely still have to play around with this, but I do like it. It's a thin, really thin consistency with a very light coverage, but it does correct. So this is 03 Pinky Peach, and I want to say you can kind of see right there just how thin the product is. And I want to say that Sephora has got this exclusively at the moment, because I haven't seen it anywhere else. So that is what it is. It's very thin. And then the other corrector that I purchased is one by Urban Decay. It's the Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid, and the shade I picked up is pink, so brightens dark areas. I was really surprised how light this was in person, and I got quite excited about it because I thought initially a lot of the correctors were dark. And again, I mixed this with one of the Makeup Forever concealers yesterday, and it also helped that not crease, and it turned it just a slightly more pinky for me, and it looked really nice. This particular formula is slightly different than the Naked Skin concealers, and I happen to like this one more. This is definitely a heavier coverage. Not heavy, I guess. I wouldn't say heavy because it is still quite thin, but it has more pigmentation to it than the Lancome corrector that I just showed you. And this also did a nice job of correcting and brightening. And cyclopentaloxane is like the second ingredient in here, which I think helps it blend really nice. So this is what this guy looks like. There's the Lancome one still there, and I'll show you like the opacity of the Urban Decay one compared to the Lancome one. Although the Lancome one is marketed, you know, as a primer. But see, this is, yes. I have big plans for these two products because I'm going to be able to kind of correct or brighten a lot of the concealers that I do like that end up just being a little bit too dark when I set them. So excited about those. Then I placed an order on the Urban Decay website because they released some of their summer products, some highlighters, bronzers, some new, I think, other Naked Skin products. But I purchased one of the bronzers. It's the Urban Decay Beached Bronzer, and this is the shade Sunkissed, which is the lighter of the two, which seemingly would be good for lighter skin tones. But what I often find is when companies do like their lighter shade, I always feel like they make them slightly more warm than the other shade, and I should have picked up the darker of the two. But when they do the warmer tones in a lighter bronzer, it really shows much, much warmer on a fair skin tone, like orange, I guess. So I don't know why they do that, but that's just the case. This is a very warm bronzer. I found that it blended on my skin really nice, and it looked pretty, but it's very warm. Like, I wish I would have picked up the darker shade because I don't think it would have been quite as warm on, I'm trying to use the word warm instead of orange. But there it is, Sunkissed Beached Bronze right there. And then the packaging on this is really cute as well. This is what it looks like. Then I also got one of the Urban Decay site exclusive blushes because I've been enjoying the Obsessed color so much in the shade X-Rated, and it's one of their Afterglow 8-Hour powder blushes. So this is what it is. It's another pink shade. I think that this one leans slightly warmer than the shade Obsessed, and I did find that this one, when I put my brush in there, I could actually swirl my brush around in the product and not have to worry about picking up too much of it, whereas like with the Obsessed blush, I have to, you know, just a little tap and that's enough for my cheeks. So still a really pretty color, but it's not quite as intense as the Obsessed shade. So this is X-Rated. And yeah, from what I know, it's one of the site exclusive shades. And it's slightly warmer than the other Obsessed shade. Yeah, so you can see, like, going like this, it doesn't pack as much of a punch as the Obsessed. And then lastly, from Urban Decay, I purchased 2 of their Afterglow 8-Hour Powder Highlighters, which are also new products. There are 3 shades. One's like a yellowy, I think it's called Sun. But the shades I picked up were Aura, which I've been actually wearing this quite a bit. I wasn't sure if this was going to be light enough for me or how I would like it until I got it. And then I was like, oh, this is going to work. It has a very strong pink undertone to it. But it's light enough for me. It does not deepen or depress the highlighted area at all, so I'm really happy about that. But it does have a strong pink undertone, which if you kind of bring it down onto some blush, it kind of adds a little bit of a, it can add a little bit of a duochrominess to it. But it's got a strong pinkness, and I really like it though. This is a traditional powder type of a highlighter, so it's not as super finely milled as some that I have been using. And then the other shade that I purchased with the full intention of this being a blush on me, because it's got a pinky duochrome to it, is the shade Fireball. And I haven't worn this one just yet, but it looks slightly I guess it looks peachy orange in the pan, but it's got a shift to it. So this is going to be a fun one, probably not only to wear by itself, but also to put on top of other blushes, because it has that duochromeness. It could add something like an interesting depth to your blush. So this is Fireball. And it's too dark for me to use on top of my cheekbones for what I like anyway. But I'm going to try to see if you guys can see that duochromeness to it. Sorta. Then I've got a couple products from YSL. I purchased it's called the Couture Palette Gold Lust Edition, number 7 Parisian, I believe. And this is one of those YSL compacts with the special packaging, which is why I purchased it. The actual shades in this palette are part of the permanent range, however. So if this isn't available and you like the shades, I think you can get it in the permanent range. But I dig the packaging, and I do like this formula from YSL. Something to make note of though is they're all quite shimmery. And I'll give you guys some swatches of this. Right there. And then let me do these ones. And of course, I just love I love the YSL limited edition packaging. So that's number 7 Parisian. And this is in the special Couture Palette Gold Lust Edition. And then I just got the palette from the summer collection, and this is called Savage Escape. Again, the limited edition packaging. This is kind of got a little bit of a soft, kind of a suede type of feel. Well, not kind of like a velvet feel to it, but it's super cute. And I wore this the other day, and while the color combination is it's a little different, when I used it all together, it provided a really pretty, interesting type of eye, and I really liked it. Like a, you know, the navy with a pink and a taupe, and it's just and then kind of a gold in there. A different type of color combination, but together it was quite pretty. Shimmery, but quite pretty. So let's give you guys some swatches of these. I was really surprised with how much I liked this when I used it, because I was like, it's kind of an odd color combination, but there's 3 of them. And then this pink one. I packed this blue on the lid, and it was so pretty. It was really, really pretty. Hopefully that's showing up good. Another product that YSL recently released as part of their summer collection is the Sunkissed Glow Creator Effortlessly Blendable and Undetectable Powder Bronzing. It's called Bronzing Stones. And I have got the shade Les Saharians Bronzing Stones is like the name of the product. And then I got the shade number 3, Jasper. And I grabbed Jasper because it looked like it was the most reddy undertoned out of the 3 that were available. At first I thought it was quite warm, but then throughout the day I had noticed that I must have got a little heavy-handed with it. But I literally looked like I had gotten sunburned, which I actually don't mind looking a little sunburned sometimes, just as long as it's not from the actual sun. So I was quite happy with this so far. There are 2 other shades. I would like to see if one of them maybe is a little bit cooler in tone than this one, but this product comes with the little YSL pouch, and then inside of there it's a fairly nice little brush. It's a synthetic, and it's quite soft if you're into using those. And then the product inside looks like that. So this is Jasper, and it is a gelée formula. It's got the YSL in there. I initially thought that these were going to be two-tone because you can see like the shadows from the embossing in the product kind of make it look two-tone, and it does on the website as well, but it's just all one shade. So there is Jasper. And I did like this after I kind of went out about the day. It looked like I had been out in the sun, which I guess is the point. So that's Jasper from YSL. Then I also got the last of the new Tom Ford quads. It's the number 23 Starry Night. This is the blue shade one. And while it is really pretty, sometimes some of these shades don't really rev the engine. But when I use this, I was really surprised how pretty it looked on the eyes. The glitter in here is stunning. I packed it all over the lid and it was just so pretty. I did end up using like a cream colored brow bone highlight as opposed to this one, just so it wasn't so cool. But it was really pretty. This blue down here, I did have to go into it with my brush a few times to pick up products. This one is pressed a little bit harder than the others. So, and this is your glitter shade right there. So I'll give you guys some swatches, but I do like this. I was really happy with this when I had used it. See this? Oh, it's so pretty. And I just packed that on the lid, that glitter shade, and it was just stunning. And then some of those glitters kind of transfer into the crease and get on this darker blue shade, and it just actually really provides a nice effect. I don't mind when these little glitters transfer. Oh, I'll do this finger because you can kind of see the glitter on that. So you can see that this one here it's not picking up a ton of product because it's pressed a little bit harder. So I'll do this guy and this guy. But looking at the swatches, they just don't look like something super fab. But when I did use them together, I liked the look. However, I did incorporate another shadow into it. One other product from YSL here. This is the Rouge Volupte Shine Oil and Stick. Number 51 Rose Saharian. And these are very similar, in my opinion, to the YSL Volupte Sheer Candies, which are in the silver tube. They're very reminiscent of each other. I think that the Rouge Volupte Shine in oil may have just a tiny bit more pigmentation to it, but this is what the packaging looks like. And I like these better than the YSL Rouge Volupte oils that are in the wand. These ones right here, I feel like these ones have a little bit more substance to them, and they actually, I feel like these moisturize a little bit better than the oils, if that's saying something. And I like this to top like a drier lipstick. Like I was using this over some of the new Bite lipsticks. Those aren't like super dry or anything like that, but they are quite thick and firm feeling. So when I put this over the top, it added a nice glow to it, and it does have that slightly grapefruit type scent to it. So this is number 51. I do like this. I might grab a couple more because this is an easy product. It's just a pretty pink shade right there. And then of course YSL packaging, so pretty. Speaking of Bite, I purchased one more of the Amuse Bouche lipsticks with resveratrol right here, and the shade that I got is Sorbet. This is what Sorbet looks like. It's kind of it's like a corally rose almost, I guess I'd call it. Showing up quite true in the viewfinder, but just a really pretty one. I thought this would be a little bit easier to wear as like a fun corally type of summer color without being too boom, like maintenance type of coral. but it's really pretty. That's Sorbet. And then lastly, I purchased another one of the Clinique Pop Glazes Sheer Lip Color and Primers, and I purchased the shade number 7 Sugar Plum Pop. My mom actually got this one as well just the other day when we were in town. This one has got a little bit of a mauve-y purpleness to it, but it's sheer, relatively easy to wear. When I had put this on, it was almost like, for me, a more Your Lips But Better type of a shade. But I like these. These feel really nice on the lips, and they're really easy to wear and just throw on. So there are all the haul things that I have to share with you guys today. I did just get an Ulta shipping notification for the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I felt like I'd like to thank the Academy or something, because I had placed the order, was it 2 nights ago? And I just was not getting, like, this, it wasn't shipping or whatever. So I was like, oh man, if they send me a cancellation, you know, or we're out of stock, sorry you don't get this item, I was just gonna be like, when? Third time's a charm, apparently, because this is the 3rd time I've tried to get my paws on this. I missed out on the HSN, I missed out on the Too Faced website. I'm rambling. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this haul and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!